Mimobi bi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. Ohia Obienim the Echo. That is the Chief Justice, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Epese Oyino. Now, not only the Chief Justice though. Ohia Omo ben the Electoral Commission, Electoral Commissioner Jean Mensa. They've also been worried. Some of them are worried. Munim say Chief Justice Kodia Jean Mensa so ebetuaso. Intimihuni say some of them are starting to petition John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, to tell him not to remove Jean Mensa, even though officially we've not gotten any report that the president is planning to remove Jean Mensa. But Chief Justice now President planning to will be removing. Yesterday I brought you an update. I'm call court. The Kukusi were court and the judges no can't. There are 4 key figures here. More warning John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, against the removal of the Chief Justice. We are going to look into these figures and look at what they are saying. Near they are told so near so new who they say someone more cano. A carry weight and I say and carry weight. Very simple. So 4 figures warning Mahama against removing Chief Justice. Let's go into it. I'll say the 10-day deadline for President-elect John Dramani Mahama to decide on the tenure, and at this point he's not President-elect. At this point he's President anyway. The 10-day deadline to decide on the tenure of Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tukonu, expired on April 7, 2025. This followed the submission of 3 petitions requesting her removal. On March 28, 2025, the Chief Justice herself formally wrote to the President a request that was acknowledged. I mean, we all know that story, the Chief Justice writing to the President and all that. I want us to go straight into the key figures and let's look at the things they are saying. So the very first person, Professor Stephen Adei, Muniamokai, Professor Stephen Adei, I think say he was the board chair for Ghana Revenue Authority under President Akufo-Addo. Professor Stephen Adei Obia, one of the people under Mahama, no, you're very vocal. Now President Akufo-Addo by the position, and a lot of people were bashing him under Akufo-Addo. Now, Okasa, I say a respected academic, renowned economist, and former rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, Professor Stephen Adei, has emerged as one of the most prominent voices warning against the removal of the Chief Justice. He has expressed concerns about the potential implications, emphasizing the need for stability within the judiciary. He cautioned that any politically motivated removal could undermine Ghana's democratic foundations and set a troubling precedent for future government. In just say, Adia, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Wapeso, and one when ye Ebema Ghana, Dachibino, Atias, Ebe Hayen, Ebe undermine ye democracy. The question I want to ask Professor Stephen Adei is, Emrana, the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice, Omo taking very controversial and entrenched positions in issues na Ghana phone in name say na can say omo ready certain meanings into those issues no. And no when who say ebe say Ghana ye democracy ana. Yet in a chroma, in fact, I mean I don't want to go back into the things that the Chief Justice did. But me person me bisa Professor Adei say ye can nkrofo a omo amende Jean Mensa omo ahye ne kena amende Jean Mensa yetumi to abawie, then a whole constituency in parliament, they don't have a rep for some number of years, which is extremely criminal. In Grofwa or Martinez Yahe, imagine Mensa etumi yes no if say enya ni 3 edidim the judiciary. Ye can say obia set a bad precedence yes no. In the first place, when they deceived Chachichi Kata and told Chachichi Kata when court case ko so Chachichi Kata ye na adwen say we will be questions awo mu deceive Chachichi Kata Kata so o twen edu cross examination a obebisa Jimensa these questions nti me mbisa ne sisi a edu cross examination no eno mo kan say Jimensa no ye ma ne nye cross examination Chachichi Kata kan enum nsem bia omo boni nsem guye ye kan so bia set bad precedents e wo Ghana ha not holding the Electoral Commission accountable in court when they were shambolic in the running of elections, which is the most important activity in any democratic community. Yeah, because we be set bad precedents on that. The judiciary, and yeah, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama decision I will be taking. I reset the judiciary, you know, and never set bad precedents. Yatina Krumha, we've seen the bad precedents. Judiciary now set it. Rulings be our money aba adane bad precedents and the dagana for come. Inti ye probia set bad precedents and yet the Mahama His Excellency wo ye the judiciary for nankasa asebia sabia wo mo atwa to ho. And there me ne wo ka say because eto saw a wo bia ye kuma wo bia nkasa a wo bia hwa Jimensa ema ne to nkrofo. You see, when the people of Sao for 4 years, we're not having a representative in parliament. Some of us, Melodies, me betena ha, me platform so, and I can say. Adiana yede South one new. One day, yede beye a certain constituency. E hona mo behu. And that, once I say, ablekuma no to say, up till now, omuni MP. But, and that what to say, you can't want them. Obia forget it. Up to now, ablekuma not, and it is likely, see a better 4 years in Caribbean, they will not be having any MP. Because it happened to the people of South. Well-meaning people and anke was a sorry kasafa hono. Obia ye kom because a Jimensa under President Akufo-Addo, the untouchable Jimensa wodi bonia, the judiciary is through so metrin ason. Enti yetena ho hwe e wasanya mane koso. Yeah, cause will be a set bad precedents. Now, on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ebe ye reset for on the judiciary. Okatens on no set bad precedents. That be yes, Professor Adei. When it was happening, and a judiciary no Emma people like Jimensa were having their way, you know. You didn't tell us say it was a bad precedent. Please, and then our backers are trying. Whether it is a bad precedent or not, we know and we've seen. Yes, Professor Adei, we beg you. We beg you. Yenim, bad precedents, no? We know. Now, another person, ni Ayikoi Otoo. Ni Ayikoi Otoo, say, a former Solicitor General, Minister for Justice, and Deputy Attorney General, ni Ayikoi Otoo, has also expressed concern. I mean, ni Ayikoi Otoo, I'm not going to even fault him because I know MPP ni mapa. What I say. One of the election petition cases, Nikra, say na or lawyer, Emma, one of the groups on the MPP side. And you know, the MPP lawyer was also a deputy attorney general on the ticket of MPP. So I don't even fault him. It's not like I'm expecting him to come out to say hey, NDC for the awamu that be, because at the end of the day, it is going to affect them. I told you, say NDC winia, we are going to see the judiciary of this country now starting to be fair on cases. Because as I'm near say me boy. She yeni na yetina krom ha ema yehun say the case against Ayikoi no, it was Sebe in Kwasiasem. Ayikoi on record, renouncing the citizenship, the Canadian citizenship. The Electoral Commission agreed and saw that indeed Ayikoi are renouncing the Canadian citizenship. And so they went ahead, made him register. People voted for him, he won. If you a buy and almost say any date now or renounce ye, or renounce it, now so dates no, na sa time no, na still or contesting and ye dear. Hey! Technicality basebia ni a person ye de a rich Ayikoi and ye ya Ghana ha yet na ha any who the Supreme Court ne judges a ye ya wo krum ha year 2 Ayikoi sin efri konyaso. They organized the by-election. They wanted the MPP to clearly win. What happened? People went further, voted for Ayikoi sin again. Ye to abama Ayikoi sin no. Still MPP for eyomaje say wo mo be ye no ma chi Ayikoi sin atumbium. Me bo amon kan dem say me bo Ghana for ni ire free nyamantem. You see how the judiciary helped the MPP in removing Ayikoi sin. Even after winning to disgrace them, the judiciary was still helping the MPP to jail Ayikoi sin. What happened? Enra, maybe I'll bring you that story later. Enra, NFA courts, eka say, say Ayikoi sin case we can nyanse nim. Ayikoi sin undi boni bia. But we sat in this country for years, and we saw how the same judiciary dealt with Ayikoi sin. And then, aban sisa na judge what in a case ni so say that's a case we are about the Ayikoi sin undi boni bia. Undi boni bia nti yenya no nonko. Ene nra ruling by ya judge Ayikoi sin se wokoye. Nende ye be take action against this type of judiciary. Ye catch and say enye ende Ayikoi Otoo catch and say and ye it could damage the rule of law and the integrity of the judiciary. Judiciary wo krum ha. They have integrity. I'm not the one who is going to say it. Me and my can't say contempt. There are several surveys. Policy think tanks are will krum ha, asking Ghanaians about the integrity of the judiciary, the perception. None of them can say Ghana judges say Ghana. Every single person as someone can say judiciary they are corrupt too. They are corrupt too. So if you are telling us say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dia will be enumum ebe say the damage and ebe damage the integrity of the judiciary, then integrity ben one na working. Masa, we've gone through cases in this country. Na young crofo say omu di cases be a embre emba. And there to me shake case pa na judge said in a case with them say hey say judges want to Ghana judges want to me the nyansa to case won say. But and the MPP na said the odwen wan won ti ase case a will be anim say we the common sense ni judge ni say hey say hey you are not even hiding it. Mun nyamponsie. Nende ye be take action na obi aso yo. But send America no ni Ayikoi to understand him. Or MPP ni he's not going to be happy. He's not going to be happy if the judiciary is reset to work properly. They are not going to be happy. Janet Nabla the other I've brought me the bremo that or not say ani oyoba inti ni kwan say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no in sensem bebre. Another person, Nane J. Bafuiwa. Also, Nane J. Bafuiwa, a respected lawyer, has joined others in urging caution. He highlighted the need for careful consideration and consultation before making any decision that could affect the judiciary. The legal practitioner warned that removing the Chief Justice without just cause could have long-lasting consequences for the judiciary's credibility and Ghana's democratic stability. He urged the Council of State to consider the long-term implications for the legal system's integrity. And our Council of State, long-term implications. Ade muyi mamiya bonia ebetumi esi. Ansa. Enye baby ya ba bedu no. Enye sansem we o. En America no. The Chief Justice is a Christian. If she knows in her heart of hearts, so wundi boni bia. Nyankopon be kwa agye no. But say abane say we di boni. Na de mu ye de mu ken misremo emfa. Emfa. Intermediate no. Mr. Montreal your comment box mo medase.